Hanna Kok is a coach, author, and speaker. She is also the creator of the revolutionary Apphirmations App that changes people's mindset while they sleep. Users have seen a significant improvement in their physical and mental health. Welcome to the Breeze Talk stage, Hanna.
Thank you so much. I really am grateful that you've given me this opportunity. And if it wasn't for you and your team, I wouldn't have the opportunity to share my story. I also want to thank all the people that are here, either listening live or later watching the recordings, just to take your time out of your day to listen to me. I'm really grateful that you are giving me that time. In my talk today, what I'm going to tell you is a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to share about a life-changing event that happened in my life and how two skills that I had helped me to choose between getting bitter or better. Then at the end, I have a gift for you that can assist you also to develop those same skills so that you also can choose to get better instead of bitter. Because bitter or better, it is your choice. And I'm going to explain how that works. And let's go back 40 years ago in 1984. That is when I left the Netherlands and went to a little country called Lesotho, which is a mountain kingdom inside of South Africa. I was supposed to be there only for 6 months, but I ended up staying for 40 years. I'm still at this part of the world. Now, what happened? Well, firstly, I got married. I married a person from Lesotho, and after we got married, we moved to this remote little village that you can see on the left in the Lesotho mountains. Here we ran a trading station where we sold everything from napkins to coffins and what you needed in between. By the early 1990s, we had computers and scanners, and all of that was running off solar. We had to run it off solar because we were so remote that we had no electricity. We had no, well, the water we had to organize ourselves. We had no phones, and we did not have TV. We did have radio. For the people to come to our village or to our shop, they had to come either on foot, or our car park was filled with horses and donkeys. The people would go over the mountains to come down to our shop. In 1996, my husband and I were the proud parents of this young little boy, and I would carry him on my back like the real Lesotho tradition. And we also moved from the colonial house into these rondavels, which was more like how the traditional people would live. Then in 1996, on the 20th of April, it was a very dark night. I heard some noises, bang, bang, that woke me up. And I thought, fireworks in Lesotho? I thought, they don't do that. I realized there was trouble. I thought, what could I do? But before I could do anything, there were voices outside of the door saying, police, open up. So I got up to go and open, as I had imagined if something happened, what I would do. And before I could open the door, my little boy started to whimper. So I immediately went back to bed and held him close and nursed him to make sure that he would be quiet. By that time, I heard my husband, who'd been sleeping in that other rondavel, I heard him open up, and I could hear in the way he was speaking to them that there was something wrong. I heard him being taken away by those people to the shop. I immediately started praying. I asked for protection. I put him in divine light. I did whatever I could think of, put the angels there and more divine light. It felt like hours. It maybe would have only been minutes, but it was just so scary. I mean, I did get very scared. And shortly after I got so scared, I heard gunshots. Then I waited. And I waited a bit longer to hopefully that my husband would come back, but he didn't. Then I gently opened the door a little bit to hear, to make sure that whoever was there was gone. Then I went to the shop, and there I found him lying dead on the floor. He was lying in the doorway of the office, and that was weird. But later we figured out that what had happened, he had overpowered them. And then somehow from behind, somebody had knocked him over the head, and then he was shot. I went back to the house, bundled up my little boy, put him in the car to drive, those 30 kilometers to get help because we didn't have a phone. Then I phoned my parents in the Netherlands, and within 48 hours, my sisters were there and my parents. It was amazing that they were there because they could help me with organizing, well, first of all, giving me emotional support, but also helping me organize the funeral. Because this was going to be a traditional African funeral. We had to cook for everybody. There were hundreds of people that came to this funeral. And because there are no funeral parlors in the area, we had to do everything ourselves, including digging the grave. And here I'm standing at my husband's coffin, vowing that I would make this one of the best things that happened to me. Now, I said that because, and I said there, I want to do that because that way I honor his life. That way I can do what we both had wanted to do. Now, why did I say that? To explain that, let's go back a few years. At that time, we had been talking about what we wanted to do with our future because we didn't really enjoy running the store. And my husband used to say, why are we making a living if we could make a life? And that is when we decided that we wanted to open a personal and spiritual retreat center. That's why we built the rondavels. We could move out of the colonial home and refurbish it so that we would be ready to have the guests there. I was already qualified as an educational kinesiologist, and we also had been studying with a guy called Paul Solomon on a lot of personal development and that spiritual growth. The whole house was ready to receive guests, and then we started to worry about the how. How are we going to get people to come here? How are we going to run the store and do this? How? And we didn't have the answer. And that is when we got scared and worried, and we could not see how we could actually pull it off. And that is when my husband used to say, I wish I could be in a beautiful place and then sit and meditate and watch my son grow up. Well, this is actually the view that my husband has from his grave. Later, we discovered that 3 days before he passed, he had written in his journal, I'm so stuck. It's time to move on. Now, 3 days after he was killed, the post arrived in this remote village, and out of the blue, we received a book on death and dying. And in that book, the author had said that before you die, 3 days before you die, you decide to go. So it wasn't a random thing. he had chosen to go, as he had written in his journal. And that's why I was at peace with the whole thing. However, I still had to make a choice. Am I going to get bitter or better? Which skills did I have to help me choose? Well, the first thing was that thanks to the teaching of Paul Solomon, I learned about the power of forgiveness. I realized that forgiveness is not about them, it's about me. And even though they knew it was an organized hit by jealous other shop owners in the area, we knew who they were, but they were never arrested. I realized that if I don't forgive them there and then, my little boy would have lost 2 parents that night because I would have been absorbed by my bitterness. That's why I decided to forgive for me and for my son. The other thing that I learned was about mindset. I knew that when you have a fear mindset, it is easy to become bitter. But if you have love and faith and live by those principles, it is much easier to see the opportunities, the growth opportunities, and to get better. Now, this picture is a painting that a friend of mine and I had started to paint a few weeks before my husband passed. And I could never decide, is this now a sunset or a sunrise? And then I realized, even though it was a sunset of our life, it was a sunrise for a new beginning, where I could do what we had been wanting to do together. I could leave and start doing this work. And that is when I became the coach and I developed a lot of material that has helped my clients. Now I have a gift for you that is this is some of the products that I have developed. And these gifts can help you to develop these 2 skills for you too. So what I want you to do is take out your phone and scan this QR code. And where it will take you up to a sign-up page for Apphirmations. Now, affirmations are audios that you can listen to while you sleep, with affirmations that help your mind focus on your goals and also create that mindset filled with love and faith. And at the same time, they create health. People have seen they got rid of allergies, people got better listening to the abundant health affirmations, the menopause affirmations are extremely successful. And so we have a wide range of topics. And when you sign up, you can try them out for 7 days for free. And after that, it's actually still a gift because you would only pay $9.97 a month to get access to everything. But I still have a real gift for you, because when you sign up, you get access to my forgiveness course. It's a video course. And this is the forgiveness techniques that I use with my clients, and I use it every time when I'm challenged with something and I need to choose over and over again to get better instead of bitter. So please go and take me up on my gift so that you can have these skills and develop them for yourself. Because bitter or better, it is your choice. And whatever you do, make sure you have the skills beforehand, like I had, so that you can, in that moment, make the choice to become bitter or better. Thank you.